I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, historian Sally Reeves, here to discuss upcoming activities at the New Orleans Civil District Court Archives. It's going to be Archives Month in October, right? Good to see you. And Poppy Tooker, host of the WWNO radio program, Louisiana Eats.
Hello, Peggy.
Hello, Miss Poppy. And we're delighted, making his debut on Steppin Out, author and photographer, and I mean beautiful photographs, Robert Arnett, author of the book India Unveiled. He'll be giving a talk tomorrow at a special WYES event, and we're delighted that he's with us. Hello, sir.
Pleasure to be here.
And theater critic Alan Smason, award-winning, we should say,
That's
editor
correct.
of the Crescent City Jewish News, and the category?
It was entertainment writing.
Entertainment. Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's very special. And we have a performance a little later in our program from the Penn Tones. We're really thrilled about that, too. But first up, Miss Poppy, with all kinds of food and restaurant news.
Food and restaurant news, but first of all, we have to acknowledge the passing of Miss Willie Mae Seton. Famous for that wet battered fried chicken. Miss Willie Mae died at the age of 99 this week. Wow. But of course, her granddaughter Carrie is carrying things on at both the restaurants. But Miss Willie Mae will be missed by many. And goodbye, Miss Willie Mae. Now it's time for my food porn of the week.
Moving on to something totally
different. I just had a little bite to eat at Mofo the other day, and I just had to show you all this new dish that he's put on the menu. It's his paella. And I said, what kind of paella is this? He said, it's Mofo paella, because it's different from any paella I've ever had. It's got black, sticky rice with cuttlefish ink, shellfish stock, shrimp, octopus, ham hock, and andouille, and it's finished with coconut cream and lime leaf aioli. Is that pretty yummy? So anyway, there's a little nod to
Chef
Michael.
Michael.
And Chef Michael, he's something else. Now, if you are an aspiring Food Network star, tomorrow is your very big day, because tomorrow from 10 until 2, at Savour Restaurant on Magazine Street, which is, of course, where Dominique Marquet is these days, the Food Network is having their All-Star Academy casting call. Now, this is for amateur cooks, no professionals. You bring a savory dish that shows off your cooking chops. You need a headshot and a completed casting application. And you can get that application if you go to allstaracademycasting.com. And Thomas Mann was on last season's, and so anybody who's curious about the experience should just go see Mr. Mann.
Well, that's good advice.
Yeah, he'll be happy to tell you all about it. And then another historic moment in that historical 175th year that Antoine's is currently celebrating. And they're going to have a Prohibition Anniversary Gala, and that's going to be next Saturday night. It's going to benefit the Historic New Orleans Collection. So as usual, you're going to have all this fun and do some good deeds. Apparently during Prohibition, Antoine's had special rooms and passageways so that their regulars could have a little libation whenever they wanted to, and they always had big bands there, a dance floor, and there was open gambling. I mean, it must have really been wild fun. So as if it were 1928, this is going to be a wild evening with Antoine's food, wines, cocktails, and the swinging music of Jimmy Maxwell's band, and Giselle Bonfair will be singing. So that's going to be really a fun night next Saturday night. Now, next Sunday, this is my kind of big fun. There's going to be a Cirque de Cuisine kitchen tour that's going to be from noon until 4 p.m., and it's all in the French Quarter. It's $50 at the door, $45 in advance, and $35 for SoFab members. And everything begins at Tableau, and then at your leisure, you tour 10 French Quarter kitchens.
Oh, wow.
And in each kitchen, there's going to be yummy little treats from places like Compère Le Pain, Shaya, Cane and Table, Johnny Sanchez, Eat, Salon by Sucre, Grand Isle, Primitivo, Perlou, and there's going to be lovely little sips courtesy of Brady's Wine Warehouse, Moyes' Fine Wines, Bin 428. It's really going to be fun, and I'll be pouring at one of the addresses, so come drink a little wine with me next Sunday. We're going to have a good time.
Okay. Quite a lot of great stuff coming up. Very good.
It's almost October.
I'm telling you. Thank you, Poppy. And we turn to Sally. And Sally, what a treasure trove. And most Orleanians don't have a clue unless they've been to the Notarial Archives. Tell us what it is.
Well, I want to give you a little bit of background first, and that is that in 2009, the legislature consolidated what had been 3 separate offices, the Notarial Archives, the Conveyance and Mortgage offices, under the Clerk of Court, Dale Atkins. And part of the legislation directed the clerk to unify what had been 3 separate digital filing and indexing systems into one. And the deadline was 2014, which with a great deal of effort was accomplished. And that has changed how we enter property titles and enormously improved the scope and variety of the returns that you get from a search entry.
Well, in the early days, though, actually, in some sort of illustration, a watercolor had to be accompanied by the legal documents.
So, well, it wasn't required, but the clerk realized early on that these drawings that you were referring to were a treasure, and that she had fallen into her lap the beautiful Notarial Archives. And with its 40 million pages of civil law notarial documents going back to the 1730s in a number of languages, and the world-famous collection of what we call plan book or civil engineers' drawings. And they're all 19th century, and they grew up as legal documents. But actually they're artistic legal documents. And so they're actually a one-of-a-kind genre. And we have not found any collection like it in the world, even in other civil law jurisdictions.
Gee, now what is the earliest document?
So the earliest of the archival drawings is from the 1820s.
Wow.
But the earliest civil law notarial act in our collection is from the 1735.
Wow. Now you've got some special free tours and special events.
Yes,
tell us about those.
We are going to have Thursdays in October in honor of American Archives Month, which is coming up. The clerk wants us to bring people in and see these. This collection is known to some people, but largely unknown to a lot of people. And so we're going to have 1-hour tours on Thursdays. People can park at the Superdome, and we give a background about what is a notary in the first place, and what is a notarial act, which is fundamentally a contract in the private sector.
Now you're also going to have a tour and a symposium about one particular piece of property coming up
so
too.
Then on the 22nd, we're going to give a 4-hour seminar explaining the history of an historic property in the French Quarter. It happens to be 726 St. Peter Street, which is also Preservation Hall. And of course, Sandy and Alan Jaffe made it so famous from the 1960s on, but it had a life before that. It had 150 years of life, and really kind of a very interesting life before that. So we're going to tunnel down through the story of that building and explain along the way how civil law is working in the background to protect the legal rights of the people who were involved in any given property along the way. So it's not just a narrative, it's sort of an explication of what you're looking at. So.
Now, you've got student workshops too.
Now,
that's going to be
final offering, one of the biggest initiatives at the office today is our growing program in book and paper conservation. We've got about 10 conservators on the staff now, and the conservators are going to be giving 2 workshops for high school students to introduce them to a possible career in book and paper conservation. And we're hoping that we'll pique the imagination of some young people.
Well, very good.
That'll be on Tuesdays.
And so more information for website, Orleans?
So the website is orleanscivilclerk.com, or you can just put in a search engine, Clerk of Civil District Court.
All right, well, wonderful, and real treasures there, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. And, of course, we have New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street. She is back with us, and last time, Robert Giordano told us what universities Archie Manning and Drew Brees played for, Ole Miss and Purdue, respectively. Now tonight's question. This local cake tradition actually comes from a filling of chocolate or lemon. Ooh, name the cake. And the local bakery that first developed it. Poppy knows. Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a year's subscription to Louisiana Life magazine, a gift certificate for two courtesy of Vianne's Tea House in Old Mandeville, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience. And tonight we have a little baby onesie, with the message, "Life's a breeze," from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. You can visit WYES.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including this weekend's Arts Market. Patrice is back, and the Gleason Graw Race and Festival next Saturday in Mid-City. And you can link to our WYES YouTube channel to view our program on our homepage if you've missed it. And now, though, let's talk to Robert about your magnificent book. And we'll show a montage, but I just have to show you the size of the book, too. It is really such a, and all these photos you took, didn't you?
Almost all of them. Mrs. Turaki took quite a few.
And how did you get interested in India?
Twofold. One, I used to collect fine art, and I got very interested in particularly the sculpture, religious sculpture of the various religions of India, and then also philosophically a meditation experience brought me in from the other angle. So it was really the two, but mainly the meditation that led me to want to go to India and see, what are these people?
Well, what's great is you start off with a map because you take different sections of the country, which is, of course, is so enormous. And we'll be showing a little bit from your book in just a moment. But I was stunned by the architectural detail of some of the sacred temples, too. Tell me more about that.
Well, because the temples were created for divinity as such, it was a label of, you have the same tradition in Europe where Gothic cathedrals were the result of cities, people for hundreds of years.
And we're also showing, of course, Mahatma Gandhi. And tell us some about these photos that we're seeing, Robert.
This is my favorite photograph. A little girl ringing at a bell at a roadside shrine from the Jain temple, some of the finest detailed carvings in the world. How they greet in India, namaste, my soul bows to your soul. India today is scheduled to be one of the top economies in the 21st century.
A lot of IT, primarily, too. Also, you were the author of Finders Keepers, a true story in India. We just showed the cover. And it's illustrated, though, by Smita Turaki. You pronounce Turaki, a beautiful last name. But I love the story, and it's very special. I'm going to show this picture, but explain to what we're seeing here.
True story. Lost my wallet, little boy. Found it, returned it. I tried to reward him. He wouldn't accept and didn't think I should pay people to do what's right. Dharma, it's called in Hinduism, righteous action. Well,
tomorrow at Country Day at the Wyman Auditorium, I know we'll be hearing from you. You're going to talk about rule under the British, India, and then we're going to enjoy a lot of great Indian food, and then show an excerpt from a brand new PBS series called Indian Summers. This is all tomorrow at Saturday at 5 p.m. You can go to WYES.org, or you can show up, and it's a fundraiser, mini fundraiser for WYES. And you'll be there to sign your wonderful books. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you.
And now it's time for our weekly Artist Spotlight. Tonight we're featuring some artwork to be auctioned off at the International School of Louisiana's Refrigerator Art Auctioning Gala tomorrow. This is a watercolor, it's beautiful, of Sidewalk and Flowers by Miriam Harmon. And we've got the Fridge Door by Veda Body, and the auction features hand-painted, custom-designed refrigerator doors and other unique items. Again, it will take place tomorrow evening at Generations Hall. Proceeds help underwrite the enrichment programs of the tuition-free public charter school. Visit their website to learn more about that. And we're also featuring this great triptych, and it's really so pretty. It's called Emmeline in Purple, and it's by Noah Sandstrom, originally from Mississippi. He now actually resides in Nashville, and he is represented locally by the Carol Robinson Gallery. That's right there at Magazine and Napoleon. Current exhibit, it's called To Match Our Dreams of Perfection, and it will be on view through September the 29th. Visit the Carol Robinson website to see more of this beautiful, beautiful work. And now we want to hear here. Before we go to Alan, though, we're going to hear some music. We want to hear from the Pentones featuring singer guitarist Mark Pentone, guitarist Tom McDonald, and harmonica player Harvey Berman. Here is I Earned the Right to Sing the Blues, written by Mark Pentone.
2, 3. I earned the right to sing the blues. I earned the right to sing the blues. That's right, I got a right to sing them blues. You know, I spent 2 years with a bush axe in my hand. Oh, I spent 2 years with a bush axe in my hand. Well, it was up in old Virginia, doing time with a man. I earned the right to sing the blues. I earned the right to sing the blues. That's right, I got a right to sing them blues. Well, my white horse had a monkey on his back. My white horse had a monkey on his back. Well, I was so far gone, didn't think I was gonna ever come back. I earned the right to sing the blues. I earned the right to sing the blues. That's right, I get real tight every night when I sing that blues, y'all. Harvey. I like my whiskey, y'all. Love that vodka too. I love my whiskey, babe. Love that vodka too. You know I love them women. Yes, I've had myself a few. I earned the right to sing the blues. I earned the right to sing the blues. That's right, I got a right, 'cause I can sing them blues all night. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. I can sing them blues so nice. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. I can sing them blues all night. Yeah, you're right. That's right. I earned the right to sing the blues.
Performing at the Bogalusa Blues and Heritage Festival tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m. The festival starts at 10 a.m. and it starts with a parade around Cassidy Park with the Washington Parish High School Band. Visit bogalusablues.com for the full lineup, and the band will also be performing at Blues into Parish, the event that's next Saturday, October 3rd at Dockville Farm on St. Bernard Highway in Violet, Louisiana, where admission is free, and you can find more information at their Facebook.com/Blues into Parish. And now time for Mr. Allen.
Well, if the opening smack from Southern Rep is an indication of how well their season is going to be this year, well, it's not to be missed. It's a special play indeed. Sarah Rule's brilliant Stage Kiss. Directed by Jason Kirkpatrick, Stage Kiss stars Aimee Hayes as she and Trey Burvant as he. And they're two former lovers who are actually thrown together on stage, former love interests who have to actually execute a stage kiss on the stage. John Neisler plays She's husband and the real-life Harrison, while Richard Hutton is the director of this particular production. Now, not the real director, of course, the director on stage. So there's a play within the play, if you will. In a way, it's art that's imitating life. The scenes are real and then improvised as far as the real world. A masterful stroke by Rule. Her play is really intricately woven. I like it much better than any of the other plays I've seen, including Clean House, the Vibrator Play in the Next Room, and Dead Man's Cell Phone. Also note Kristen Wurdershine and Madison Kurth, as well as Matthew Thompson, all doing great comedic touches in supporting roles. This is a smart play about dumb people who are giving into their emotions, and they're learning that their actions have ramifications. Stage Kiss explores theater and the capacity of the heart to love, both for good and bad. It's a kiss that I truly felt. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see it at Southern Rep through October the 10th. Meanwhile, over at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center, JPAS, that's the Jefferson Performing Arts Society, is getting ready to actually open up their new home, and it's been a long journey in the making. My Fair Lady, Lerner and Lowe's Classic, is what they're doing to open up that performance hall. Gorgeous in both countenance and in voice is Micah DeSaulnier. She's the most glorious Eliza Doolittle that you could ever hope for. She does fantastic, lovely renditions of Wouldn't It Be Lovely? I Could Have Danced All Night, and Show Me. Absolutely brilliant. Chris Shaw as Henry Higgins is not nearly as impressive, but he does hold his own in making with good rapport with Micah and Louis Dudasset, who plays Colonel Pickering. Jimmy Murphy is also full of unbridled joy as he portrays Eliza's father, Alfred Doolittle, a common dustman who has his own moral code, if you will. Get Me to the Church on Time, that he is the leader of, if you will, is the best choreographed piece in the production. Highlights basically were to hear JPAS's orchestra performing in such a magnificent hall. Unfortunately, the scenic design paled in comparison to some of the singing. I would say that respect to that production, you know, they formerly played in a high school, East Jefferson High School. I'd like to see more of the scenic design elevated to a more professional look instead of the high school look that particular aspect of the show has. But My Fair Lady plays through October the 4th. It's only 2 weekends. Please go out and check it out, because I have to tell you, it is worth listening to Micah, and some of those renditions will bring you back to the old days on Broadway. Now, both the 1987 Pulitzer Prize and the Tony Award for Best Play were given to Fences, August Wilson's Pittsburgh cycle play, which dealt with the 1950s and the 1960s. It starred James Earl Jones on Broadway originally, and about 5 years ago was revived as the best revival on Broadway. Will Williams heads up a cast of the Wilsonian Players, as it were. That's the group that has been playing this cycle of plays at the Anthony Bean Community Theater. He plays Troy Maxson, who's a former Negro League ball player with a chip on his shoulder. He's seen hard and unfair times in his life, and of course Anthony Bean directs this fabulous work. Also of note, Gwendolyn Foxworth, who plays his wife Rose during the performance. Tony Felix is the troubled son, and he dreams of playing football, but his father, of course, is a bat-wielding opposition to his character. Praiseworthy in supporting work is also Harold X. Evans and Alfred Aubrey. Both, in a way, they bring a lot of their own experience into the play, and I have to tell you that this is probably the best of the August Wilson cycle plays I've seen in a long time. This first came here in 2006. They have now brought it back, and if you missed it the first time, please go check it out. It plays for only 1 weekend left this weekend, Fences by August Wilson. Coming up at Le Petit Theater, the first production of the Maxwell Williams era is going to be Thornton Wilder's Our Town. It's going to be opening this next weekend, and the cast looks very super. I have to tell you, though, they normally will sell out, so if you get a chance, go check that out as well. I know that they're looking to kick off the season with a good turnout of people, and I know that they're going to do a great job, because I've seen some of the indications from some of the people who've been working on that production. So again, it's a classic, Our Town. Also opening next weekend for just 4 days in the Rivertown Theater's Lanyap stage, the return of, yes, New Orleans comedy king, Ricky Graham. He's a host of unbelievable characters dealing with the aftermath of Katrina. There he is as Bitsy May, Sissy Faye, Werline Claiborne, Delahousie, and I'm still here me. That's featuring also Jefferson Turner. If you get a chance and you missed it, those of us who were in New Orleans 10 years ago remember it was the only show in town. So again, I would recommend that. And last, but by no means least, I want to remind everybody that John Bigonet's Rising Water trilogy just came out from LSU Press. It's perfectly timed because the new production of Rising Water by Perry Martin at Bayou Playhouse is going to be starring John Spud McConnell and Lisa Shattuck. Check that out as well. It's through October the 18th, and a lot of good things there as well.
All right, thank you so much. And now it's time for our picks. Sally.
Well, for more information, people can visit the Greater New Orleans Archivist website to find out about open houses at the library and other places around town.
Thank you, Poppy.
Happy birthday to SoFab. They have an official affiliation with the Smithsonian Museum. So all Smithsonian members get in free tomorrow, and there's going to be an incredible event going on that's going to involve hogshead cheese, boudin, and ponds.
Oh, good. Robert, your website and, okay.
atmanpress.com, A-T-M-A-N, and don't forget the Indian Somos fundraiser at Metairie Park Country Day School tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And
I want to remind everybody, Carrie Cahill is presenting an evening of cabaret benefiting Hope Line. This is for suicide prevention for veterans. It'll star Leslie Castay, Mandy Zirkenbach, Amy Alvarez, Sean Patterson, Catherine McLean, a whole bunch of people. That's really great. And also, the LPO is going to be presenting Fall Fireworks, Stravinsky Barber, and the Handel Royal Fireworks next week.
all right, thank you. And my picks, the medieval music group Musica de Camera will present their fall concert, Wave, Leaf, and Stone, Medieval Song, this Sunday afternoon at St. Joseph Abbey. That's the church in, of course, on the North Shore. Visit their website to learn more about them. And the Symphony Chorus of New Orleans will celebrate the 150th birthday of Finnish violinist and composer Jean Sibelius with a concert. It's this Sunday evening at the Orpheum. I'm looking forward to that. Tickets are only $25 and can be purchased through their website, the Symphony Chorus. And the group will be with us around Christmas, the holidays. Looking ahead, Second Line for Safety will take place next Saturday, October 3rd, to benefit the French Quarter Task Force. You can go to the website for more information. And now, though, let's hear more from Mark Pemtone and his original composition. It's called Sunday Funnies. And by the way, they're playing Tuesday through Thursday and Thursday nights through Saturday nights on Bourbon Street at the Funky Pirate. Thank you all very much. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Well, I'll be your daddy Warbucks if you be my orphan Annie. Buy some pupils for your eyes and some dog biscuits for Sandy. I'll be your Dagwood Bumstead if you be my little blondie. Work for Mr. Dithers and give you all my money. Girl, I feel like a comic strip. I feel like a joke. I've been spending all my money on you, and you love me till I'm broke. Got me doing slapstick, gonna ruin my health. I'm your Sunday funny lover, baby.